Julie Corliss from Harvard Health 2016 said it best. Measuring your heart rate is an easy way to gauge your health as it provides a real-time snapshot of your heart muscle function. Keep in mind that the average heart rate is between 60 to 100 beats per minute according to All About Heart Rate Pulse. Being informed on how and where to find a pulse can not only help save your life, but the life of someone else too. Using the techniques I teach you today will save you from the risk of a heart attack or stroke by catching the warning signs early. I have been trained on these techniques as a healthcare field professional and have done a multitude of research on how and where to find the proper pulse points. Today I'm going to demonstrate to you where the 3 most common pulse points are and how to record a pulse. Let's begin at the wrist. Our first pulse point is the radial pulse. It is located at the top of your wrist, just beneath the base of your thumb. Ensure you are relaxed and have been resting. Now take your index and your middle finger and place it on the top of your wrist and record how many beats you feel for 60 seconds. Or you can use a shortcut of 30 seconds and multiply that number by 2. The HealthWise staff at uofmhealth.org 2019 states, do not use your thumb to record your pulse as your thumb has its own pulse in it and you may feel that instead. You can record your pulse by using a stopwatch or a clock. Now that you know how to record a pulse at your wrist, let's move on to our strongest pulse point, the carotid artery. The carotid artery is located on either side of your neck. Again, using your index finger and your middle finger, place it on one side of your neck, just underneath your jawline, and record how many beats you feel for 60 seconds. According to Douglas Morris in History, Physical, and Laboratory Examinations Journal, 1990, an inadequate pulse usually represents atherosclerosis or plaque. This is significant because if a piece of plaque breaks away, it can cause someone to have a stroke. In my personal experience as a sonographer, we often examine the carotid arteries looking for plaque that could be causing a bruit or inadequate pulse. A tip for this one to remember is to not press too hard, as you can make yourself pass out. Now that you are aware of how to find a pulse at your wrist and on the side of your neck, let's move on to our final pulse point, the brachial pulse. The brachial pulse is located at the crease of your elbow. Again, take your arm with palm up towards the ceiling, your index and middle finger, slide it inwards towards your body a little bit, and press down slightly hard just at the crease of your elbow and record the beats you feel for 60 seconds. A tip for this one from Jennifer Lapham, Chapter 3, Pulse and Respirations 2017 is, you will need to push harder here than the rest of the pulse points to feel a pulse. This is also a common location for recording blood pressure. As you can see, recording a pulse is uniform throughout the body, however, each spot is used for a different reason. Remember, the radial pulse is located at the top of your wrist, just beneath the base of your thumb. Your carotid pulse is located at either side of your neck, and the brachial pulse is located at the crease of your elbow. And also remember to record your pulse for 60 seconds or for 30 seconds and multiply that number by 2. For an accurate pulse reading, remember these tips from Julie Corliss from Harvard Health 2016. 1. Do not measure your heart rate after exercise or stress, as your heart rate is elevated after strenuous activity. 2. Wait 1 hour after caffeine, which can cause heart palpitations and elevate your heart rate. 3. Do not take the reading after sitting or standing for a long period of time, which can affect your heart rate. I hope you have enjoyed this demonstration on how to find and record a pulse and can use it in your future endeavors. Are there any questions? Yes.
Are there any other places on the body that you can record a pulse?
There is. There's actually a multiple, but a few examples are behind your knee at the popliteal artery, on the side of your head at the temporal artery, and on the top of your foot at the dorsalis pedis artery. Any more questions?
What does a healthy pulse feel like?
A healthy pulse should be uniform and steady. You shouldn't feel any skips of beat or palpitations. Anyone else?
When should you take your pulse?
You should take your pulse after you have been resting and relaxed, because strenuous activity, like I said, can cause your pulse to be too fast